Hello everybody, it's Danny back from Deep South Homestead. We're over here at our cabin garden where all of our kale is planted. People's asked to see the kale. But guys, it's pretty deep. We showed it on one of our previous videos, but we were looking this morning as we drove by to feed the pigs, and a lot of random potatoes came up in here from where we had our crops before, and they're turning yellow. So I told Miss Wanda, I said, look, there might be some potatoes underneath them. We ought to stop and try to dig them up. So that's what we plan on doing this morning, is going around through all this kale here and hunting up all those potato plants and seeing if we can't dig some of them up and see if we got any fresh potatoes. Because hey, it's December the 16th. Fresh potatoes at December the 16th, that would be a treat here at Deep South Homestead. Let's see if we got anything. If they just happen, there might be something under that.
Or not.
Or not. I hear roots on a tree.
Look.
Look at that.
At least a little one.
Fresh taters.
At least a fresh potato.
One, you're hitting roots on those trees. I can hear them.
Yeah. Oh.
Look at that. Look at there.
All right, we got one apiece, two apiece.
Oh my word.
I mean, look at this.
Look at that.
I see more. Look.
Look at that. And guys, we didn't plant these. These just come up. Volunteer potatoes. Oh my word. We're going to have some fresh taters.
Yeah, and I don't want to disturb too much of our, but.
There's another plant on it further over. Right there.
Yep. There's one, see?
Yep.
They're going to be hard to find because you see how tall the kale is.
The kale's, yes, way over a foot high. You got kind of far away from it.
I don't want to hit it.
Let's see if there's anything up under that. There's one more small one. Look at that. It don't matter at this point in the game.
You hungry?
Look at that. Oh.
Good size.
Yeah, at this point in the game, I mean, we didn't plant them, so.
I need to go in there before what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just, so I don't mess my kale up.
Babe, we got plenty of kale.
I don't see it before, but.
All right. I think that was it, because most of those potatoes are pretty close to the top of the ground right there. Now that, guys, right there,
all right,
is what it's all about. Look at this here. We did not plant those, and that's just right there. And they're scattered all through this stuff. So let's look around here. If I can get down here. Here's another one right here, I see. Right down in there.
Move the fence.
Just stick it over there. The deer eat all this kale off here anyway.
We're gonna feed these to the.
They'll feed it to the pigs.
And the chickens and stuff. They'll eat this.
We can't widen it out there. There we go.
What?
What you doing, little man?
Brownie.
That ain't Brownie, that's Samson.
Oh, that's Samson?
He's listening. He's looking for Mama.
Oh, Samson's always looking for Mama. Look, that plant wasn't little. It wasn't very big, but look.
Oh, there we go some more.
Yeah.
Be easy with them now. You're going to bruise them up.
I'm fixing to cook them. It ain't going to matter that much.
Yeah, but we may not cook them all at once. Look at that. Eee. Ha ha. All right.
See?
That's a plant. Don't worry. We'll feed it to the pigs. Now, don't put the potato plant in what we're going to feed the pigs. There's four of them. Look at that.
They may not be big, but them boil really well.
Them right there go really good with stuff. And when you didn't have to plant them, you know, what I'm looking at is we just left these taters in the ground when we plowed last spring, which means they survived in the ground.
Yep.
So maybe we're trying to do the wrong thing a lot of times.
I don't know. People baby stuff too much.
We do baby stuff way too much.
Got a lot of leaves on the ground too.
A lot of these oak leaves that fell in here, which is good for all this stuff. Look at that.
See?
Oh my word, look at that.
I can't believe we got potatoes in December.
Middle of December. Fresh potatoes.
I'll check more because I only got that one, so it could be more. Yep, look.
Look at that. Man.
We acting like we starving already.
Oh, well, I mean, we ain't got no fresh taters. I mean, we don't buy this store-bought junk that's got all these chemicals sprayed on them and stuff.
We got some the last time out here somewhere.
I mean, you stop and think about it. People don't take that into consideration. You buy a potato in the store, it's done had that old sprout nip stuff sprayed all over it and stuff. And we wonder why we stay ill and sick all the time. Give me a minute to get here. Well, that one's still pretty green, but...
You want to know, it ain't no... Because it's the same as all the
And we
others.
planted several varieties over here last spring, so... There's no telling what it'll be. White.
There's a piece of a white one.
Something done eat on it, ain't it?
Yep. There's a little one.
Oh, okay, one. It don't matter, because they're going to be boiled and put into stuff. And whew, kind of chilly out here this morning. I didn't put no jacket on.
Right,
You're going to fall on that wire if you ain't careful.
Didn't have.
A lot of these taters are still nice and green, baby.
I'm going to leave those for
We
right
better
now.
leave them.
Just
And
look. I mean, look at how many's in
there's
here.
potatoes all in there, and they're
Right
still
there,
green.
right there.
Yeah, if they're green, let's just leave them. Let's only get the ones that are
That
yellow.
would be-
I
that's
don't
like
know if
5 or
they...
6 plants. I mean, you look how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6 plants.
6
right
or 7
there.
plants right there, yeah.
They're all in here. They're still green right there.
All out in there.
Right
Over
here. It's still green. Look at here. Look in here.
I can look at the stems on them and tell that's them purple ones.
Probably. So all these right here plus all those back there we're leaving. Look in here.
Look at this here.
Look at this.
Pretty and green mixed in with all this kale. Look all down
Right
in here.
there.
All back over
Right.
in here.
Yeah, right up
Look
here.
at that.
You see they're all under here. So that means we've got quite a few potatoes still to go way up here.
Oh, I do see them way up
Right
yonder.
here's one that's got stumped on probably because it's in the aisle.
Now here's one right here that could be dug. It's old.
But look, see right here?
Yep.
I mean, we've got quite a few.
This one here
Still.
probably not going to do anything, but I do see one right there. I don't know what kind it is. Probably got nothing under it, as little as it is, but
Here's a purple one.
was it?
Yeah, I saw purple on the stem.
Okay, so it didn't have anything, but it was dying, so
It just didn't make it.
it just didn't make it. This one here's got taters on top of the ground right here, so you just will get this one.
Let me see with this one. This one I think is purple.
This is the purple here because I see the potato.
Look, we all dropped it.
Yep.
At least one potato.
Right here I see this one on top of the ground. So
Yeah. So,
you already know we got that one. Maybe some more in that dirt because they're so dark color. I couldn't tell if I seen one or not. You'll miss them doing that, I'm telling you. Them things are so
they're the same color.
same color as the dirt. Oh, I guess it
Just that one, maybe.
maybe so.
All right, there's a couple of purple ones.
Couple of purple ones. Well, guys, we about picked all we're gonna pick. The rest of them are still pretty green, so we're gonna let them go. But look how deep that kale is, all the way up to my kneecap, above my kneecaps there. It is some fine stuff. Now it's got a little warm on it. It needs to be cropped off. We'll probably do that and feed some to the pigs and chickens, like we said. But we got all these taters here now. Time to figure out what we're gonna cook them with. I don't know if I can. We got enough there for a meal. some red, white, and purple in there. That's gonna make a nice little meal to go along with. Might even drop around out here and see if we got some peas left on the vine out here and pick a few peas if we have some, and have us some good old peas and potatoes and cornbread, you know, good southern food. Occasionally we're still finding some in here. Nice peas. We'll take them to the house and have to be kind of careful on all these vines, but another one here. These aren't quite filled out enough yet, but there's one over here. That one. You just have to kind of like look around through here. There's one off over here. One right here. The deer's been a little kind. They left us a few here and there.
I picked all of them a couple of days ago, so there's a few left. And then the cow's going to get some of these vines, aren't they?
Yeah, the cows will get some of the vines here. Okay guys, time Miss Wanda kind of browses around here in these peas. I mean, this is just right here where we're at. We'll probably find plenty to be able to have for a meal to go along with those fresh potatoes. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you just turn the cows in there? Guys, there is no fencing around anything out here. If I turn my cows in here, they'd eat the fruit trees, they'd eat the peas, they'd eat the kale, they'd stomp down everything. Plus they'd pack the soil with their feet walking on it. So no, we don't turn our animals in anything like that. Plus rule number one, if you have animals, don't ever turn them in your garden, because animals have an innate ability to remember where food is. And if they ever get out, that's the first place they'll go, and they'll wipe you out. I've learned it over years in the past. So we don't ever let our animals into our gardens for that very reason. What we'll do is we'll start at the end down here closest to the cows, and we'll start pulling up some of those pea vines, just throwing them over the fence to the cows, because technically peas are very, very rich plants, very high in nitrogen, and if you give them too much of that, you could bloat an animal, or you'll tear their stomachs up and stuff like that. So we have to be kind of cautious giving them something that's this rich and strong, because they've had nothing but dry hay, grain, and you know, they've got the ryegrass that we eat on occasionally, but these peas would definitely tear their stomachs up. So we have to do it in limited quantities. And that's another reason that these are called cow peas. I won't say back in the day, back when my dad and all of them were younger, the government used to actually would pay you to plant peas or peanuts and stuff like that on your property, because the roots give off nitrogen back into the soil. And believe it or not, there was a period of time in history when the government was actually interested in you raising the good nutrient dense soil. And they would actually fund you to put cover crops of peas and peanuts and stuff to put the nitrogen back into the soil for the next year. It's a shame it's not that way anymore, but that's one of the reasons for the peas here. We plant them here. We're going to try to leave them as much as possible for the deer to feed on, to put the nitrogen back, but we will feed some to the cows, and that's where they got the name cow peas, is because used to people planted corn, and then they had a side dresser that went in between the corn once it got up to a certain point, and they put peas down beside the corn, and the peas would grow up the corn stalks, and they would leave the peas in the cornfield after they harvested the corn and turn the cows in, and the cows would go through and strip all the peas off the vines and eat the dry peas and the dry runners and all, and it kept the cows with a good protein source during the winter months. So that's basically where they got the name cow peas from.
All right, let me kind of
all in here.
All right, so starting right.
All down here. All right here, here, right there. There's tracks right here. Tracks right there, here, right there. They're all in front of me over here. They've had deer tracks right there at the tip of my thing. They've been all out in here, you know, and they've been kind enough to leave us a few peas. We got to looking around, guys. We realized the deer, they've been all in the peas here, and that's boy, that leg to bend it. Okay. Yeah, there's deer tracks all in here. So you can see there, it's a little bitty tiny deer and a big deer. Probably an old mama with her baby walking around in here. They've been munching the tops off of all of them I see in here. So a lot of people go, I thought you didn't want the deer on your property. And I'm like, well, we don't mind having a deer on our property. We just don't want them eating our good food. But once we're finished with it, we want them to come back, because then we can eat them. That's, you know, they've ate our stuff, and then we'll eat them, and we know that they eat good foods. Deer are a lot like the cows are. The only deal with deer is those deer know this garden is here. Every year, the deer come back right here this time of the year. Now, they don't mess with our gardens at all during the summer, hardly. But when it comes this time of the year, they come back to these gardens right here because they remember where the food source is at too. As long as we had the bone sauce up here, we had no problem with the deer. But we took the bone sauce up, and the moment we took the bone sauce up, the deer were like sitting there on go waiting, and they came right back. So that's kind of amazing to me how that they stayed down there at that pond. As long as that bone sauce was here, they didn't come right here, but they went all around that pond and all up on the other hill over yonder. But we took the bone sauce up, and they immediately came in here to the peas. Are those white?
Yep.
The white ones, you gotta really throw that dirt around. They're
little, but they're white.
Oh, look at that.
That was a sweet potato.
That's a sweet potato.
It's in bad shape, but it's a sweet potato. We're finding all kinds of stuff.
I know what you gonna find in this soil. All right, so I'll tell you, them potatoes
they'll fool you.
They'll fool you.
There's one that rolled off over there.
Yeah, look at that.
We're gonna have potatoes.
Look at that bucket. I see the leaves on it. That's the reason I know it's there. I just don't know where it's at there.
Right there. A little one.
Yeah, but there'll be more in there.
One.
Look at that. See, I don't know what variety, one of our varieties we had here. I don't know which one it was, but I just think it's cool.
We got potatoes.
Yep. Nothing to do with Miss Wanda. I had to dig one of these green ones.
I'm going to do it because I want to know. These are fingerlings.
These are the fingerling potatoes. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh,
it's time to dig fingerlings, baby.
You know what? We should try to get a few of them.
Look at that.
Look at that. That is some fine. I mean, let me get that. Look at that. That's some good eating there now.
That's a big as anything we grew this spring.
Yeah.
All right. So,
okay. Let me, hang on, I'll get it to the bucket here. Hold on.
Let me just put them down. Make sure.
Well, Miss Wanda, I'm glad you kind of done it now.
He was fussing at me.
I was getting on to her about digging them green ones. I was like, you know, don't dig up them plants. Oh, look at that.
I'm digging up them plants, baby.
Now, we know at this end it's got the fingerlings on them.
Okay, that might be it.
That was just a plant there. There's another one to your right there when you're fixing to step on one.
We're going to get these in this. Look, that's that potato.
That's that potato. That's that sweet potato you throwed over here.
That's the one that was on it. I need to throw that out.
Yeah, get them out of. Just don't know.
You don't ever know, but dang, that's some good potatoes, Papa.
That's some nice potatoes right there, man. You're right there at it, yeah.
Here's one.
I know what we gonna have.
We're gonna have fresh potatoes and a steak on the grill. Roasted potatoes. And
We'll grill them suckers. You know, ain't nothing like a grilled potato.
I think so.
But that's pretty awesome right there now.
We done found several meals.
That right there. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with them. We didn't even have to plant them. That's just God's gift to us.